Hi, it's Sam here, and welcome to the Greenview Yugioh Club. Today, we have some Millennium White Forest combo lines to go over with you. So, the Millennium package is literally perfect for this deck and fixes so many of the issues that it has. The main problem with the White Forest Toy Box deck is that you want to draw both halves of the deck in order for it to work at its peak. So you want to draw Toy Box cards alongside White Forest cards for everything to mesh well together. But you don't always get those perfect hands of a Stellar plus Toy Box. So what happens when you draw something awkward like Sylvie plus a Stellar? These are two normal summons and they don't really work as extenders for each other. Well, the Millennium cards bridge those awkward gaps and they help you push through hand traps really well. So this package it lets you do things that you normally would never ever be able to do with the deck, and I'm really excited to show you some really neat tricks that you can use to play through hand traps, extend, and fix any of those awkward hands. So yeah, with that said, let's get into the combos. So the Millennium cards can place themselves from the hand to the field as continuous spells, and then you can pay 2,000 life points to summon them from the continuous spell and trap zone, and they can summon as a monster, and they'll also get an additional effect to search something. So we're going to start off with our Millennium cards. I'm going to place the Sengenjin, summon it, and then that also searches the Golem. And then I'm going to place the Golem, and then use this effect, summon itself, and this will search the Yugioh Temple. Yugioh Temple is very important for the cool tricks we have here. Now, I'm just going to go into some standard Fiendsmith stuff. This is to bait out hand traps and to set up Appaloosa so that we don't lose to Nibiru. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Constellar Ptolemy line, adding back the Engraver, and sending it back. Now, the Millennium cards give us two bodies, which obviously allows us to get into the Fiendsmith combo, but they also give us 3 spell and trap cards that we can send for the White Forest effects, which gives you a lot of economy. So yeah, I'm just going to use Lacrima effect here, bring back Engraver, and then we can link these off into Appaloosa for 3 materials. The Lacrima is going to shuffle back the sequence, and now we're going to do our White Forest Blades. Starting off, we're going to normal summon the Sylvie, and Sylvie's going to search Tales of the White Forest. We're activating it immediately here, and that's going to give us the LZ. Now, this part of the combo is super cool. We're going to use the Yugioh Temple and place the Stellar in the spell and trap zone, and then place another Sengenjin from the deck here. Now, the LZ is going to send the Stellar and summon itself, and now we're going to grab Rusia. So we have all 4 names in rotation now. The next part, we're going to use them to link or synchro summon into Arciella. Now, Arciella is going to use this effect. We're going to send off the Yugioh Temple and grab the woes, so we have access to woes now. But since we sent Yugioh Temple to the graveyard for the cost of Arciella, we can now trigger the Stellar from the graveyard, and it can revive itself. Now, normally, we would never ever be able to use both a Stellar and Sylvie in our hands if we drew them both, but the Yugioh Temple is the card that bridges that gap and gives us access to both of these cards, so that drawing extra White Forest monsters can effectively become extenders because we have this Yugioh Temple. Now, we're going to use the effect of a Stellar, sending the woes to the graveyard, and that's going to get us another LZ. I prefer to get a LZ here over another of the level 4 tuners because we only play 2 each of the tuners, whereas we have 3 of the LZ and 3 of the Stellar. So yeah, woes effect is going to reset itself here, and now we can go for Rusia. And Rusia, we're first going to synchro summon Diabel, and Diabel effect, we can add back Tails, and Rusia is now going to trigger the Tails to send the Tails and draw a card. And now, since we actually haven't used Tails effect to reset itself yet, we get that back too. So now that's a free send for Diabel. Just works out very nicely here. And then finally, we can link these 2 cards off into an IP Masquerena, and then end phase, shuffle back the Arciella, and summon back a tuner. So we have 7 interruptions with this, and 3 cards in hand. We drew this off the Rusia, and then we have 2 other cards in hand. And normally this would have never ever been possible if you drew 2 normal summons to do a combo like this, especially with the Millennium cards forcing hand traps so well. They are literally forced to use hand traps on this engine when it goes into the Fiendsmith combo, because if they don't, then you just make Appaloosa, and well, now you don't care about their hand traps. So yeah, super cool combo, and the fact that you can place the Stellar with a Wedgie Temple is such a neat little trick, and it lets you get more out of every single card in your hand, which matters a lot, and especially in a hand trap heavy metagame like this. So yeah, now I'm going to show you another combo. So for this next combo, I'm going to show you what happens when you brick on a bunch of Toy Box cards and draw 0 White Force Engine. Normally when you draw something like Toy Box with Toy Soldier, it's not a very good combo, and it's also very susceptible to hand traps. However, when you have the Millennium package, you can actually search Skill Drain with this hand and full combo, and also play around Nib while doing so. So yeah, I'm going to start once again by activating the Seng Engine, and this is basically the standard play when you have the Millennium cards. I really like starting with them. They just force out hand traps, and setting up Appaloosa before you actually activate any of your White Force cards is a very strong thing to have available in your deck. So yeah, just standard line here, using the Engraver to shuffle back, and then make M7. Normally, when I draw hands like Toy Soldier and Toy Box, it is very bad, but that's what I really like about this engine. The way that this list is built, and the kind of my philosophy for it, is that instead of really having the most wombo combo, YouTube deck with like 30 million bricks, you actually just play the deck in a way where you make a board that's strong enough to win and has follow-up, and then you also try to play around hand traps and play through interruptions the best. So yeah, we're going to make Beatrice here, and then this is going to send the Skill Drain. So this is the first deviation from our last line. And now we're going to activate the Toy Box and use its second effect to pop the set Toy Soldier, and then it's going to revive itself, activate the effect, and search the Sylvie. So now here, with these 4 link materials, we're going to summon the Appaloosa, and now we're going to normal summon Sylvie, grab the Tails, just like in our last combo, and now we're going to grab LZ. And the LZ here is now going to send the Toy Box, summon itself, and search a Stellar. Then we're going to place the Wedgie Temple and use it to place the Stellar and the Seng Engine, and go into the Arciella. Now Arciella is going to be the one to send a Stellar this time, and then we're going to have to grab Rusia. Rusia is going to special summon itself from the hand, and then we're going to use its effect, send the Temple, draw a card, and now we trigger the Stellar in the graveyard. And just so fortunately, we get the extra thing to send with the Seng Engine that was placed. So yeah, that's going to summon another LZ from the deck, and now you can see where we're going. We're going to Synchro Summon into Diabell, and then Diabell is going to grab back the Skill Drain. And then we're going to link these 2 cards into IP Masquerena, set the Skill Drain, and now end phase, summon back by shuffling back the Arciella. So yeah, this hand normally would be absolutely terrible and loses to any hand trap, but we are actually able to search the Skill Drain without drawing any White Force cards. So that's what the Millennium engine does for this deck. It bridges the awkward gaps, it changes your bad hands into good ones, and they basically serve as the perfect extenders that you can imagine for the deck. They let you do plays that you would never have been able to do without drawing those cards. So, and they basically just make every single hand in the deck better. Now, for the final combo, I'm going to show you how the Millennium package can substitute for the Toy Box engine in a pinch. Now, you only have 3 Toy Soldier and 3 Toy Box, and optionally you can play the Reinforcing Army to search the Toy Soldier if you want, but I'm not currently doing that. But even with that said, you don't always get to open the Toy Box engine. So when you don't, the Millennium package serves as 5 extra copies of that card. So this combo can be done with a Stellar plus any of the Millennium cards, and then you just need any monster in your hand to place with the effect of Wedgie Temple. So yeah, like every single other combo, I'm going to start with using the Millennium cards to bait hand traps and play around Nib. And yeah, this combo basically ends on what you normally would end on with the Toy Box cards. and you can do that without having to draw them. So it just makes the deck so much more consistent having those cards in there. So yeah, we're gonna start with the Yugioh Temple, and now normal summon the Stellar after placing, and then we're just off to the races. The Arcel is gonna summon, search a Zet, and then trigger both the Stellar and the Woes in the graveyard. And the Zet's gonna summon, search Rusia. We're gonna add back the Tractus, but you can add back whatever you want. And then now we're gonna make the IP again. So yeah, this engine basically solves every single problem with your weird hands. It solves problems with you not drawing good cards to send with your Stellar or your Alzette. It's really just a fantastic engine, and I hope that this combo video shows you that there are so many ways to play the deck, but this way really lets you play around hand traps the best. It lets you push through interruptions, it makes the deck more consistent, and overall is just fantastic. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Greenview Yu-Gi-Oh! Club channel, and also follow us on our Facebook page. One last thing, I just wanted to shout out our sponsor, Perfect Circle Games. They're a local OTS store in Chicago, and it is amazing there. Immaculate vibes, immaculate people, and immaculate selection of products. It'd be awesome if you guys checked it out, and we'll have the link down in the description. But yeah, thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.